Alright, this is John Colo with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and this one's going to be an interesting one. You know, I'm all about, like, doing natural remedies, and, you know, one of the big challenges going out there, all in the news and stuff, is the coronavirus, and, you know, there's different kinds of flu and bugs and colds out there, and I want you guys to protect yourself, you know, instead of have to depend on, you know, standard medicine. Of course, you know, if you do have a disease or any kind of situation, please consult your physician. This is not given as medical advice. This is like, I'm just sharing with you guys what I do in my life and my buddy Josh. Many of you guys may know Josh from my other channel, Growing Your Greens. I don't think he's ever been on this channel. I mean, he's a cannabis growing expert, organic gardening expert. He has a whole line of Boogie Brew compost tea products and soil amendments to grow the highest quality food. And you know, I want to start there first. The best prevention you guys could give yourself against getting any kind of cold, flu, virus, or otherwise is eat good food. Eat foods that are not going to suppress your immune system, but actually build it stronger, right? There's a book on super immunity, which basically talks about eating nutrient-dense plant foods to increase your immunity, right? Things like garlic and onions, you know, they're antibacterial, antiviral, coconut oil, you know, green vegetables, high vitamin C content. I mean, that's number one, right? So if you got to start there before you even try to get some of these things, because then I have friends that have been into a raw food, high nutrient dense diet for years, and they just claim they never get sick. Now, I will say that I rarely get sick, and if I didn't leave my house and didn't travel as much as I do and didn't get off my specific program and juicing every day fresh, I wouldn't get sick. But actually, I was just on a trip to Miami and then went through Dallas and then wasn't getting enough sleep, run into my plane, a little bit run down, and I got something. Maybe it's coronavirus, maybe it's something else, I don't really know, but basically, at that point, I just rested. I was like bedridden. I cranked the heat up in my house in the room to like basically put myself in a fever, took super hot showers, and basically just slept as much as possible. And so if you got bad service from me or it took me a day or two to respond to you in my business, that's why. So I had to just check out of everything. And that's the other thing. If you guys are sick, right, our body heals itself, right? No drugs or medicine or these things will do it. But we can support our bodies to better effectively heal itself. You know, so of course rest, enough fluids, and you know, of course eat light. So when I was feeling ill, I basically was like just drinking lots of fluids, water, and just basically drinking juice and not even eating food really. And so you got to take care of yourself so it does not get compounded, it does not get worse. And this is definitely, you know, icing on the top of the cake, to put it lightly. Yeah, coconut frosting on top of the raw date nut fruit cake. All right. So then I got better, and then I started traveling again, not getting as much rest as I should, and then now I'm not necessarily sick, because before I really was like had flu really bad, like checked out. Now I have some congestion in my lungs, and my buddy Josh here said, John, you should do this nebulizer thing. And he's like, we should share this on your channel. I'm like, hey, I need that because I've been doing these other things that when I travel I cannot do. So anyways, Josh, let's talk about this nebulizer thing, your colloidal silver, and what you do and how you maybe even healed yourself from SARS. Did you have SARS? Were you diagnosed with SARS, or what's this story?
So back in 2003, I was training a lot. I used to be, well, I still am, a bit of a selfish athlete. Now I'm a mammal, M-A-M-I-L, middle-aged man in life, or a bicycling nut. And in 2003, I was probably more serious about cycling and certainly training at an elite level. My girlfriend at the time, her parents came back from Hong Kong from visiting her brother. They were sick. And the long and the short of it is, I got sick.
But you don't know what it was, so was it diagnosed? Did they get diagnosed, her parents, or did you get diagnosed?
Nobody was officially diagnosed.
But it's quite suspect, and may have been that, or may have been some other kind of flu or bug.
Yeah, well, her doctor, Karina's mom at the time, her doctor in Northern California in their hometown said that you got some sort of a SARS related, So
she was, somebody was diagnosed, yeah, and then you probably got something similar because you were in contact with that person.
I mean, you know, they cloak it in these veils.
And do they really ever even know?
Right, exactly. Like, what did you know? But I guess
nonetheless,
you know, I don't know if it's an official diagnosis or what, But
you were sick as heck.
I was, oh my God, I was sick.
So what were the
I
symptoms?
was sick. Oh, I couldn't lie down without coughing. I was just hack-a-loogie all night long.
And how long did this go on for?
6 bloody weeks.
6 weeks? You were sick for 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
And your body didn't heal, and you tried to, I mean, you probably wouldn't eat as light as I would, or maybe get as much rest, because I know you're still out training. And
no, I wasn't able to train.
Oh, really? That really hurts you.
I mean, you can't, I mean, come on, when you're sick, why would you go and beat a dead horse?
Well, sometimes people want to push it, and like, I could do it, I'm fine.
No, not when you're sick. You need Dr. R.
Yep,
you need the rest.
Yeah.
All right, it's the worst thing an athlete, or for that matter, a sedentary person can do, is go out and push their bodies to any state of physical exhaustion while they're sick. I mean, you get sick. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know, you feel sick, you feel shitty. Of course, you're going to lie down. Your body wants to rest. It wants to heal itself.
And you should listen.
I mean, yeah, listen to your body. You know, rest. So I tried, of course, to rest. I tried Echinacea, Golden Seal, Wellness Formula, Vitamin C Therapy, the homeopathics, you know, the Oscilloccinum, just...
For 6 weeks.
I even did neem. And neem is so antiviral. Neem leaf powder, not neem oil. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. I stayed sick. It was horrible. It was so frustrating for a guy who, you know, I need to stay in motion. I still ride. There's 3 reasons my business is small. BBC, bicycling, BSing, and cannabis, all right? Let's be honest, right? And I haven't changed. I still ride all the time. In a good week, I'll do 20 hours of pedaling. Stay in motion.
How many miles is that?
It doesn't matter.
I know you don't do...
I don't do miles. I don't do miles.
But just say, for example, because people...
Well, let's just say my road bike has 100,000 miles on it. It's a 15-year-old titanium frame. And I easily do 200 a week on it.
200 miles a week.
Yeah, I mean,
so
easily. 10,000 miles a year. That's not that serious.
All right. Well,
that's not that. You know, if there's like hardcore cyclists who watch
of course.
this, and I mean, I don't use power meters. I don't use heart rate monitors. Although a heart rate monitor is a good idea. Yeah, I just go by feel, and I'm just a hopeless romantic. I want to ride my bike. You know, I stay in motion.
So he's in like really good physical shape, although he could maybe eat healthier. But that's a different topic.
That's a different topic.
So let's get back to the story, Josh.
I mean, stay in motion. It keeps your brain out of commotion, right?
Yeah.
So we all want to be fit. We all want to be healthy. And for 6 weeks, Josh could not even think of riding his bike. I was miserable. I was a wreck. And at worst was when I went horizontal. When I lay down at night, I could not sleep without I couldn't. I mean, I would just lie down. I'll never forget it. Here we are almost, 18 years later, and I can, now that you're talking, it's giving me goosebumps, remembering how it was to be that violently sick for 6 bloody weeks. That's enough to piss off the Pope. It was horrible.
So what'd you do?
So, of course...
You were trying many different things. Something's got to work, right?
Right. I mean, and at the time I wasn't 100% raw food, but I was very raw focused. I juiced like a maniac. I mean, I was pretty fastidious with what I put in my body. I'd like to say that today with Leah, she's the path to every man's heart lies right through his stomach. My wife is an amazing cook, and we eat vegan and healthy and organic and so on, but not at this level. But at the time, I'd say I was in the 80th percentile of John Kohler level of my sort of general pursuit of dietary health and wellness, and the quality and the enzyme level of foods that I was eating was really good, which is why it just sucked. It was like I was used to feeling good all the time, to recovering properly, to being able to train on a really healthy diet. So that's why it really sucked, to be sick. Because when you're sick and you're super healthy most of the time, it's really frustrating. Like, I didn't know until you just started talking to your camera that this just recently happened to you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got some chest congestion right now, so I'm going to... This is going to help. This is taking me to the next level, because here's what I do normally at home, Josh. At home, I live in an environment, so where my office is and my bedroom, I basically have an ultrasonic, humidifier. Actually, you have one upstairs. I was going to bring it down, but it's the Humio. So I could use that and basically put essential oils in the ultrasonic humidifier.
I would put thyme oil.
Well, no, I use thieves oil, I think, which is antibacterial, which probably has thyme in it. But that's why I got these guys out, because we had some of these laying around. Anyways, putting on the ultrasonic humidifier with water. That being said, I don't like to use the ultrasonic because it puts water into the air and it kind of humidifies the air, which I don't know if is good or not. So I have a different, basically, atomizer. So it atomizes basically essential oils. It's about $100 piece, and that basically just puts essential oils, atomizes them into the air. So now it just smells like, you know,
a true
essential
vapor.
oil. Like, so that's actually true aromatherapy because it doesn't get any pure. There's no fire, no heat, no water. It just basically pumps it in there, so it's a pretty high concentration. I mean, it makes my room smells nice, probably disinfects my room from all the different bacteria and viruses, but more importantly, I'm breathing it in, and when I travel, I don't have something like that to breathe in. So when I was at home, I literally cranked up that unit to like really infuse my air with it, so I literally breathe it as long as I'm inside my office or in my bedroom, to get it inside me, which then goes in my lungs and then kills all the stuff.
So what unit is it? What's it called?
Oh, geez, man, I gotta look it up. Maybe I'll put a link down below for like online for where I got it. So that when you told me about the nebulizer, this is a portable unit that actually you could just breathe into, and it works on a little bit different way. Maybe not for you. Maybe you could use it for some essential oils, but even more important, the colloidal silver, another product that I actually travel with. This is in my travel bag. I have it at home. I use it irregularly as needed. I don't like soak it in every day, and don't drink this stuff every day because you will turn blue unless you like people that look blue. And maybe you have a girl that has a fetish that likes to be like blue guys. Then you're good.
How many actual case histories are there that are officially recorded and documented as someone literally turning blue? I've only ever heard of one.
I've heard of one guy who was like crazy about this stuff.
He was some politician.
No, I mean, I don't know. But anyway,
he was
but you got to be... So here's the thing. Like, I don't think this is something we should be taking every day. Like, taking an as-needed basis. If you feel something coming down, hey, yeah, great, take it. And if not, like, you know, it's a medicine. I mean... Here's the thing, like silver is a universal killer, like different, like copper also universal killer, right? Yeah, I have like I have a copper like bed pillow cover, so like kills bacteria. It's supposed to be good for acne and all these things. And you know, silver also. I mean, think about it. Back in the olden days, right? They had silverware. It was made out of silver, not stainless silver. Silver is softer. I mean, that stuff's expensive now. I want to get a real true silver set so I can eat with it, because then you're getting some silver ions every time you eat in small quantities, which also on some level is disinfectant. And based on some people that I've visited recently, you know, they don't clean their dishes well enough. This is probably a good thing.
Wow, I like that. Stoner-proof silverware.
Yeah, real silver from the olden days, you know, and in the old days
when it really was silver.
When it was silver.
Yeah, Leah would approve of that.
Yeah,
she won't let her husband wash the dishes. Wow, that's awesome.
Cool. So let's talk about this, Josh. This YM252 mesh nebulizer that you got to get on eBay, and I'll put a link down below to the seller that actually Josh used, so we know they are legit. Yep. And this is the one the machine you like.
Yeah, I bought 3 of them.
Oh, I bought three of the same units. I
bought one for my sister who suffers from chronic, lung issues on the East Coast for years. So I'm hopeful that this can alleviate a lot of her problems, because she's been visiting MSM, mainstream medical establishment practitioners. And I'm not here to rip on mainstream medicine, but think about it. I mean, they haven't cured her. You know, all they've done is pump my sister with steroids, you know, that have probably weakened her immune system over the years. I mean, think about it. Doctors profit. I mean, the mainstream medical system profits from you when you stay sick.
Yep.
You know, they're not going to profit when they teach you how to heal yourself. I bought one for one of our colleagues that works here with us at Boogie Brew. He was so excited about this, he insisted. I bought a new one for myself. I've had a couple of Omron is a good brand, nebulizers over the years. When this Corona scare, which is primarily what it is, a big freaking scare.
I mean, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, when that started, I made the decision to protect myself and get one of these. Now, let me be really clear. I disclaim any claims that I'm now about to make, if that makes sense, all right? So
you're just sharing your testimonial and your ideas and your opinions.
Right.
And, you know, once again, if you guys have some kind of medical condition, please go see a doctor that's licensed and has been trained in all this stuff. We're just sharing our ideas about these topics with you and how we choose to live our lives, which we have a right to do.
You know, just because of the powers that be that are most likely to come across this video, I'm going to disclaim any claims. All right, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to just say that based on my experience with what I believe was a SARS-related illness that I was afflicted with for 6 bloody weeks in 2003.
Or something else real bad that
something
knocked him out,
something
he was not getting over
right,
it.
something really ugly that was leading to a pneumonia-type condition. And if I wasn't at the time already a pretty fit and all-around sturdy, healthy, not even at that time yet middle-aged young athlete, right? I may well have succumbed to what was attacking me and you know, gone into full-blown pneumonia and God knows. So this worked. Success leaves clues.
So how long did it take? So you tried all these things and you got this thing, like, I'm going to try this thing too. And then
within 2 days.
2 days?
No, not even... I wouldn't say I was better. Well, I was better.
You were getting on the road to getting better.
Within a few hours, I was feeling better.
Really?
Oh, no question. I mean, it was the first day I started nebulizing with colloidal silver, I was able to sleep. You know, the coughing started to subside almost immediately.
Dude, I need to do this stuff right now. So how does this work? So basically, this is a nebulizer. It runs on.
Keep it. Yeah, keep. The one thing about this unit that I want to stress is there's some
not waterproof.
Right.
Not
yeah.
water
This
leakage.
is $30 on eBay.
$30. That's it, guys.
Right. I mean, you know, health is your wealth. You want to spend $30 to protect yourself. Do it. All right. But yeah, being that it's an inexpensive
$30 unit.
Right. So there's like a
seal. I can
well,
see
there's
it.
this cup. If I can.
So in the top,
right.
Let me show this. In the top, there's a little area that has liquid in it, so it has water. So is that straight colloidal silver or diluted?
Diluted.
Or what?
Diluted.
So what is the dilution here of the water in the top here?
You don't have to be ultra specific about it. You can just take, you know, like a, you know, dropper full of silver. Put it in there. You top it off with. Very important.
And Josh is using the Sovereign Silver brand. I don't know if that makes a difference. There's many different kinds out there, and you can even make your own. You could buy a colloidal silver generator, but then you may not know the ppm. And maybe
yeah, they're claiming this is a 10 ppm, which is pretty low, but it's apparently, you know, ultra nano technology.
Yeah, I mean, I have used this stuff before myself, actually.
It's the #1 brand that's sold in our local health food stores.
So you put like maybe distilled water or reverse osmosis water
and
water. Some. So, you know, silver, colloidal silver, then you close this, clamp it on, and then in the bottom there's 2 AA batteries. I'm not going to open
Yeah, I like to use the rechargeable.
Absolutely. Yeah, Costco has a good deal on them.
Rechargeable, try to get the made in Japan Duracells. Right. Duracell has batteries made in China and Japan. The Japanese ones are getting harder to find. They are better. The Japanese have been making awesome, you know, lithium technology type, you know, rechargeable battery systems. So,
or the other thing is it comes with a USB cable, so you don't even need the batteries, but then you're going to be tied down to plug it into a USB adapter or something.
Yeah, you know what I just realized?
Oh, your power bank.
Yeah, you could use a power bank with it.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll bet you that would work.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
All right, so then, anyways, then that's all there is on here. There's one button right here. Look at that.
Look at that.
What's going on with that? Creating
you know what?
Smoke.
That is
not smoke.
You know
what?
what?
It's basically atomizing the water into like, it's a vapor, so it's like ultrasonic. It's not even like steam. It's not hot. So would I just sit here and breathe it in?
Yeah, well, I'm the one who's last puffed on this. I didn't.
Oh, so you breathe it?
Yeah.
Okay, so show everybody how to use it.
Honestly, I like the quality of this ultrasonic fog, this nebulized fog. To me, this seems even better than the very first portable nebulizer I ever purchased for my SARS-related illness in 2003.
Hey man, if you get a lot of these, you could use them for Halloween. No, make some kind of smoke. So you just suck it in, and you breathe it into your lungs. Just kind of like you're smoking a doobie.
Right. Right.
Wait, breathe it in and blow it out.
Nothing's coming out of my nose. It's just coating.
It's coating the inside of you.
It's not like as crude of a substance as a smoke from a doobie.
Yeah, I mean, you don't cough.
But I can feel it already relieving, and, you know, we can clean this in a minute.
No, man, I'm not using your thing, but I'll show you what I'm going to do.
It did
come. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I love this thing.
All right, so like, let's see, that's how Josh is using it with this thing, and I'm not going to use this because he lipped this, and I don't double dip stuff.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and pull this off carefully.
Let's turn it off. Let's just turn them.
I want to see how it comes out.
Oh,
All right,
okay,
yeah, it
there
goes
you
out
go.
like that.
Yeah.
And then you got these two masks. You
Which
got this
I haven't
mask
even used. I haven't
and
even
this
used
mask.
those.
So they're brand new. So thank God they're brand new.
Brand new.
So we're gonna throw this on there and look at that. Then I could just take this in and breathe it in.
Wow. I see. And then there's these holes. I see that allow you to. So as long as you breathe it, I would breathe in through your mouth, John. Get it? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Look at that vapor coating everything. That's what's key. It's the delivery. It's all about the delivery
So
system.
can you only put colloidal silver? I mean, I wouldn't want to put like essential.
No.
It'd be too strong and
No oils. No oils.
So what else have you put in here? Have you put anything else in here to make it work better?
Yeah.
Like what?
GSE.
Okay, talk about that real quick. I'm going to be breathing this in now.
Grapefruit seed extract. So I don't just do purified water. It has to be RO or distilled grade water.
Why?
It has to be 0 parts per million water. The reason it has to be 0 ppm water is this is a very delicately made machine. It has a unique diaphragm in there that, you know, puts everything into this ultrasonic mist, and you don't want to put minerals, calcium, iron, potassium, whatever, the classic minerals that are in most groundwater.
Or especially, the calcium that's
Right.
going to cause a buildup.
You don't want hard water in this device. You will destroy it. All right? So you want extremely clean, 0 ppm, either distilled or at least reverse osmosis purified. The kind of water I buy from the water machine across the street at 35 cents a gallon. You fill a little cup. There is actually a mechanism that allows you to detach this little cup that's on top. It was a little tricky, so I prefer just to keep it all attached. I don't want to lose this whole piece, but that button right there, it allows you to detach that top unit. The water, the colloidal silver, and indeed the GSE, grapefruit seed extract. Now here's what's cool.
How much grapefruit seed extract?
2 drops.
In the whole thing?
In the whole thing. This stuff is quite powerful. 1 drop in a quart-size bike bottle will purify it of, you know, Giardia-type organisms that can enter into, you know, a groundwater. When I'm out mountain biking, I bring a Sawyer squeeze, you know, water filter bag to purify the water if I need to stop and get water from a tertiary source. But just to finish off any little nasties that may have made their way past that Sawyer squeeze, you know, water filter, gets finished off with a few drops of this. I also use this stuff religiously in those jugs that I refill at the water machine over by Rayleigh's across the street. Oh, did the battery die?
I think we're running out of juice.
Oh, we're vapor. Yeah, we're getting low. Okay, yeah. So we can grab some distilled water.
No, we're good right now.
Right, so we're good. You saw how this device works. Now, the reason you saw me being kind of nervous and cautioning him on holding it is that this device at only $30, it's not entirely stoner proof in that if it's tilted, the water will
drain out.
Yeah, come and has made contact with the internals, and then it messes up well, I don't know if it messed up the battery. Everything was dry in the battery compartment, which is underneath here, but it messed up the mist. The mist stopped being so full and thick of a
forever, or just
no. I just took. Let's see if this comes. There you go. See.
All right.
So I took this off. Some water, when it's held at an angle, made its way back onto this area here. Nothing got down into the machine itself, and at $30, you know,
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, just respect your little medical device here, and you know, keep it.
Is this technically a medical device, Josh?
Well, I mean, I'm not allowed to make any claims, but yes, actually, the reason I got it on eBay was Amazon does not even have these.
You got to go down. You're not in the track.
Yeah, see, it's not very stoner proof.
There you go.
There you go. Click it into place. Keep it horizontal. You don't want the solution. You don't want to waste the. It can be expensive. The solution, you know, to lose it. And just keep this device horizontal when you use it. I like to run it on batteries because it makes it so handy. He could have had this with him on the airplane.
Yeah,
don't need a
exactly.
power source. Although, will they let you bring it something with batteries on the
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So 2 AA batteries. They go in the bottom here. Super easy.
So how long do you use it then? Because I mean,
15 minutes.
So you just put water in here,
Yep.
2 drops of grapefruit seed extract,
about 10 drops of colloidal
10 drops
silver.
of colloidal silver,
Yeah.
then breathe it in straight for 10 minutes.
For 10 to 15 minutes.
And then how many times do you do it in a day?
3 times a day.
3 times a day, like just spaced out, like breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
dinner, or you know, spaced out.
Yep.
All right.
Now, there was a story I was unable to... It's funny. Back in 03, I remember reading about it on the internet back then, on my dial-up internet. Back when I was a grower and I lived out on the Sonoma coast and all we had was dial-up internet. There was a story about an MIT professor who, in front of his whole class, deliberately inoculated his own lungs with anthrax spores. And then the class with him documented that there was no trace of anthrax spores whatsoever in his body after he nebulized
With
colloidal silver.
wow.
So, you know, I'm a little over the top. I add grapefruit seed extract, but just colloidal silver.
What did you use back in the day when you got sick? Did you?
I used colloidal silver and I used grapefruit
Oh, so
seed.
that's what you did?
Yeah, let me go back to what I was trying to... sorry, I'm lost my train of thought. I've already had a safety session today. These two together are bound to be more powerful than one or the other, and they complement each other really well. And let me tell you something, that both GSE on you know, localized tissue, on wounds, on cuts, on abrasions, and colloidal silver, no stinging, no
burn.
no burn. So
It's not like Bactine.
yeah. So, you know, these things are very gentle to human cellular tissue. Now, colloidal silver, you can shove a dropperful in your mouth. It just tastes like water. This stuff, if you put a couple of drops on your tongue, it'll pucker, not burn, but pucker up, like ultra bitter, ultra bitter. The grapefruit, no, trust me. No, don't, John. It's so strong, bro. Dude, grapefruit seed extract is no joke. He's trying to squeeze out a drop. I would put it on the tip of your finger, just one drop. There you go. It's gonna tucker up your whole tongue, dude. It's gonna tucker up.
One drop.
I tried to warn you.
Whatever, dude. I do all kinds of stuff straight.
Ooh. Ah, look at that. Yeah, I told you.
Dude, it's like eating super strong, like concentrated lemon juice.
Right. Ultra
I mean, dude,
strong.
one drop, not
Right.
It doesn't burn.
It doesn't burn. No.
I mean, I taste like grapefruit, like bitter rind,
I can't.
like
even,
bitter rind of grapefruit. It's not burning.
You're stronger
I
than
mean, probably for the rest of the day, I'll be tasting grapefruit. So when I eat my next fruits, it'd be like taste like grapefruits and kiwis. But
I tried to warn you. I mean,
no, I'm cool. No, that's nothing.
You're pretty.
I've done a lot worse. Trust me.
You're pretty thick-skinned and okay. So he has bulletproof, iron-plated taste buds. But don't do what John just did and run straight GSE.
Now I would rather breathe it in because then it
Right.
coats and gets to where it needs to go. I mean, this
Yeah.
probably didn't really help me too much.
Right.
Maybe gargle with a little water.
Yeah.
Gargle with silver and this.
Yes.
And because, so here's the other thing I do. If I feel something coming on, like my throat's kind of itchy, I'm like, oh, I got a cough, something's happening. Actually, I got Nature's Answer, which has to be this exact same brand, Nature's Answer, because it's high-end essential oils, mouthwash. And I gargle with that because it like kills all the stuff, and then usually I don't get sick. So maybe that's helping, maybe it's not, but essential oils kills bacteria. I mean, it's an antibacterial mouthwash, and it's that specific brand. I don't use Listerine and all these other things. I actually met the doctor who formulated it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's, and then I know we wanted to talk about this. You have a throat spray.
Oh,
So
I
what's
love
that,
this
man?
stuff. I give away, I buy this at Oliver's, a local independent
So what does this
market.
stuff do, man? This is like kind of like prevention too, right? So like if you feel something coming on, you could spray it in.
Yeah, I mean, well, when we stop on our mountain bike rides and share...
So this has grapefruit seed extract, some stevia, slippery
It's
elm,
GSE, yeah.
peppermint. It's pretty clean.
It has, you know what it has? It has micronized zinc citrate. Has the zinc citrate, which is, to my understanding, it's a particularly absorbable form of zinc. It has the peppermint oil. This is a great product. It's actually made by the same company that make the grapefruit seed extract, Nutrabiotic, and they're a legend.
That tasted worse than one drop.
Really?
You know, sprayed a whole bunch
I love this stuff.
I guess you got to get used to it. Like I'm not used to that. I'd rather have my gargle stuff.
So this would be just localized contact if...
Like preventative.
Right. I mean, you know, if someone's coughing next to you...
Yeah, then spray that.
Spray this immediately.
Just spray it at them. No.
I mean, here's the thing. The zinc lozenges, they really barely work. This seems to diffuse the zinc in a much more beneficial manner in a spray form, zinc citrate. And yes, indeed, they've boosted it with their own product, with the grapefruit seed extract that they make themselves. And then it has, the peppermint oil. It's actually a really good natural kind of breath freshener. So I have failed to practice good oral health throughout my life.
Teeth regularly, man. And
I mean, so, you know, lack of flossing. So this stuff is great.
Not a substitute for proper oral hygiene. I mean, your wife is going to school for a dental hygienist.
Yeah, that's true.
Get on your case.
So this stuff, you know, it's, you know, it's just a good local sort of
preventative.
Yeah, it's certainly not gonna.
It's not the nebulizer.
No, not even close. I mean,
so yeah, don't think I could get this instead of this. I mean,
no.
The nebulizer is on the next level because it allows you to inhale, get into your lungs. The colloidal silver that is basically antibacterial and all these things, which and that's why I wanted to have this video because you know not a lot of people. These are like natural remedies that, in my opinion, you know, if used properly, are not going to harm you and be beneficial. You know, in times of need, instead of, I mean, I would rather do any of this stuff than take some other kind of pharmaceutical drug or antibiotics, which actually don't work against viruses anyways.
Right.
Myself.
Yeah, so we should also post a link beneath this video to, how ironic, it's not an American mainstream medical association, but there's a Royal School of Medicine or Royal Society of Medicine, a British pharmaceutical body, that has a really good article about, you know, case histories, and I think they...
On the nebulizer.
On using colloidal silver in a nebulizer.
Wow, so why don't we have it here in the U.S.?
Like I said, I mean, there's no money. There's no money in this.
There's powers that be that want to keep you, you know, going back to your medical system so that the insurance industry... And those industries make trillions of dollars.
Yeah, the bureaucracy.
Anyway, so the goal is to take care of yourself properly, and that's why I have over 600 videos on this YouTube channel dedicated to teaching you guys about eating the healthiest food in the entire planet, the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables, to the exclusion of as many of the other foods as you possibly can, including processed foods, which are really not good in my opinion, and animal products in excess, which to me excess means any. So I eat an entirely plant-based diet myself, but you know that may not be right for...
Just remember, you're not what you eat, you're what you absorb in your guts, and if you're foolish enough to put animal protein in your body, then you're asking for it. V equals P minus O, vitality equals power minus obstruction. And if you think that meat is a powerful food, you're forgetting about the O, the obstruction. I mean, a little house cat, our little kitty, we just got a cat, he's secreting hundreds of times more hydrochloric acid in his gut than a human. I mean, we could talk about the merits of a... help me put this on.
Yeah, you're a stoner. So, Josh, I know you're into your cannabis, so how can you even incorporate cannabis into this nebulizer? Because I know you want to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone there yet.
Ah, you haven't?
No, well, I have a magical butter machine, but I've only made MCT oil.
Because then you're going to make oil, and
you don't want to put oil in there. But my magical butter machine has the capability of taking, you know, cannabis leaf, adding, I would use, of course, an organic alcohol.
And organic cannabis, it doesn't have organophosphate chemicals like the ones I bought at MedHemp Emporium that didn't respond to me like 2 times when I said, hey man, I got some stuff contaminated, that's not cool.
That had heavy metals.
No, organophosphate, you know, pesticide. Detection from this device created for the military in Afghanistan that the U.S. government paid thousands of dollars for, and I met the inventor at the cannabis trade show and I tested my stuff.
That's crazy, you know, the whole industry.
And that was hemp. That was a hemp flower.
You know, the hemp...
BS.
Yeah, there's a lot of BS.
And they claim organic. That's BS. And they didn't respond. Shame on you, MedHemp Emporium. And we'll be making another video about this.
Yeah,
seriously.
There's an event coming up that maybe you might want to attend if you have the ability in Ann Arbor, Michigan, I believe.
No, I'm not going to Ann Arbor.
Anyways, it's a truly natural cannabis type of expo. But it reminds me of the Emerald Cup right here. in my backyard in Santa Rosa, California, where there was a huge scandal a few years ago where they tested the cannabis entrance, you know, because everyone wants to win the Emerald Cup. I mean, it's the original, besides maybe the one in Amsterdam, they were, you know, the Cannabis Cup in the late 80s, early 90s, but as far as an American-based cannabis sort of competition, the Emerald Cup was definitely the, you know, the creme de la creme. And companies that were in the hydroponic industry used to sponsor it. So you'd go to the Emerald Cup and there'd be all these banners for hydro brands. That particular year when it really commercialized, it went from, in no time at all, it went from being a little grassroots event in a field in the back of a Mendo grower's property. You know, it was like this localized thing in the Emerald Triangle where the Mendo growers, the Humboldt growers got together and competed on who grew the best natural cannabis. It mushroomed into this huge event at the Santa Rosa Fairgrounds. And the year that, it was about 3-4 years ago, that all these hydro companies were sponsoring it, there was a lot of entries for the cannabis that had been grown with those kind of hydroponic products. Lo and behold, the Emerald Cup is the only one that, at that point anyway, fastidiously tested the entrance for any contaminants, and they found that year all these heavy metals. You know, in 60% of the entries, which, you know, they stress, if you're going to enter your weed in our cup, make sure it's organically grown. You know, we're going to bust you if you've grown this using chemicals. Sure enough, over half the entries tested positive for heavy metals. Now, what they call nutrients, what I call deadrients in the cannabis, you know, growing industry, hydroponic chemicals, they're made from oil and gas. Anything made from oil and gas is going to test positive on a micronized level for heavy metal contamination. It's just part of the oil exploration, is when you dig that stuff out of the ground, it's supposed to stay in the ground. Along with it, you're pulling up all these heavy metal elements. So there was a big scandal about that. The following year, no more hydro sponsors, no more big hydroponic industry players whose names shall remain unnamed, but you can take an educated guess at some of the brands that were sponsoring the Emerald Cup. So the following year, another scandal occurred when, you know, they introduced even more high frequency, blah, 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 you know, high spectrum analysis, chromatography methods. They found all these pesticide additives, you know, residue contamination. So the Emerald Cup has been on the cutting edge of keeping everybody on the up and up who wants to enter their weed in the Emerald Cup, you know, as far as like, you can't fake it till you make it with us. You can't come in here and, you know, show off or try to enter your chemical weed. So that's...
So Josh, I want to stop right there because you're talking about weed, and then you guys are thinking, man, I don't smoke weed.
Right.
That's just from the devil, maybe. I have some...
Well,
wait. Let me keep going. But here's the thing, right? Weed is a crop. So is the food, the produce you guys are eating. So if you guys are buying, you know, conventional food, it's likely grown with some of the same nutrients or deadrients, like Josh likes to call them, that cannabis would be grown with, and can have heavy metal contamination, right? And food
or pesticide.
I mean,
or glyphosate, which is in everything.
Conventional produce
or microplastics.
Conventional produce knowingly has pesticide residue. I mean, that's why there's the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen. Dirty Dozen has a lot of residues, and the Clean 15 has least. Check out ewg.org to look up that list. But the reason why I'm saying this is because if you guys are buying conventional produce, highly likely to have higher levels of heavy metal and also pesticide contamination. So I encourage you guys, if possible, to buy organic, but just like, John, I live in the middle of Missouri. They don't have organic food here. Then guess what?
Grow your own.
Yeah, grow your own, number one, or number two, do the best you can, because even conventional produce is still less contaminated and healthier for you than anything else at the grocery store. And if you guys are eating animal products, animals are bioaccumulators. They will eat basically more grass and grains and store more heavy metals in them. I mean, fish. Why don't we eat fish? Mercury toxicity. Oceans are polluted.
Plasticization.
Yeah. Anyways, that's only the topic.
We're each consuming the equivalent of I believe it's up to a dozen credit cards worth of plastic per year. I mean, it's coming down in the rainwater in all urban areas.
All right, Josh, I want to keep this the topic, and so let's see. So, oh yeah, we were talking about how can you incorporate cannabis. So you're going to do cannabis alcohol extract into this is what you're going to do.
I believe. And this
so you haven't tested this
I haven't
yet.
done, you know, I don't really want to put anything in here that isn't, you know what I mean, 100% kind and benign to my lung tissue. The whole idea behind this device, there it goes again, it's still blasting out its fog, is to coat literally miles of square tissue area, literally square miles of area, like all the villi, the micro, ultra millionth of an inch, you know, microscopic dimension hairs, the filter system that's in your lungs, getting contaminated by an evil virus, which, by the way, the coronavirus, from what we understand, is animal origin. Another reason to be vegan. Right? If everyone in China was vegan, we wouldn't. They would be eating
snakes or whatever they're eating to get some kind of.
You know, there's a lot of, you know, people are going to post comments like, "Well, wait a minute, this is, you know, it's maybe a government made. It might be a human. You know,
who knows? But protect yourself with something as natural as possible. That, in my opinion, is minimal risk.
Yeah. So this device is coding. It's delivering. You could never obtain this ultrasonic fog through this, you know, this little, there you go, I don't know if the camera shows it. This is actually a pretty good spray for a plastic sprayer.
Yeah, but it's still a spray.
Yeah,
this is like a mist. This does not collect liquid on my hand.
Right,
so
you let it spray your hand, right? And this is, by the way, this stuff is great as a hand sanitizer. No, it really is. All right, and when my mountain biking mates and I would stop for what we call a safety session on the trail together, in the middle of an awesome, beautiful 6-hour marathon mountain bike ride, and share, God forbid, one guy's marijuana joint, or nowadays dry vapor, you know, dry herb, not the liquid vape cartridges, but a dry vapor, you know, vapor type device. You can disinfect the mouthpiece with this stuff, you know, or, you know, make your own with colloidal silver and grapefruit seed extract. All right, so this is a localized spray. This is an ultrasonic fog that's just gonna blast. Yeah, I think the batteries are getting low, so
the water,
that's why I use these. It's the batteries. They just turned off. These batteries, these Duracell AA recharge. Come on.
All right, Josh, we got to get running. So let's sum this up in you know, one paragraph.
The cannabis question. Putting a non-oil, of course, a tincture, and a CBD tincture into this, 1 or 2 drops of CBD, along with, of course, the antiviral.
So that's the extra credit, you know. He
for healing, for healing, like, because those lungs, when you're hacking, you know, when you're coughing like this, I mean, they're under siege. I mean, think about the tissue damage that's being incurred to your lungs when you cough that much. So these are the antibiotics. These are the antiviral agents. The colloidal silver is the main one. Optional to add a couple of drops of GSE. But I would also optionally, like I said, I haven't done it yet, but what I'm going to call the Caliwana Corona Cure, which, by the way...
you can't call it a cure, man.
Can't call it a cure. So, sorry, mainstream medical.
Urban remedy.
Right, there you go. Remedy, the Caliwana Corona Cocktail. You would add a couple of drops of a CBD, something, you know, for those of you that don't want any THC, any psychoactive effects, of course.
And what's that going to do for you, Josh, by adding the CBD?
Well, it's gonna promote healing. I mean, every cell in our body has an endocannabinoid system in it. Every cell in our body, and every cell in most mammals' bodies. Why do deer, when they get injured in the woods, seek out the growers who are lucky enough to live in the woods and grow their gorilla patch, seek out their plants when they're injured, you know, because they know intrinsically that CBD is healing. The endocannabinoid system that's in every cell in your body, with the receptor sites that are there and only respond to CBD and nothing else, it's there for a reason. Cannabis is a healing agent. All of your viewers know this. You all know what I'm talking about. So why not stimulate that healing system that every cell in your body, including the cells lining the millions of villi and the tissue square footage area of your lungs, why not promote healing after you've wiped out all traces
I agree.
Of these
After, so
nasty
I would
sports.
do the
Oh,
original
with
program
it.
first, and then maybe once you're feeling better, then maybe introduce that if you want to kind of experiment. And maybe we'll make an updated video.
I think we should do another bit. Once
I
I was hoping you, with your California medical card, that you could go to our local dispensary and get probably one of these overpriced, but nonetheless they would have it, oil-free, you know, aqueous, an aqueous
No, I was
tincture.
at the cannabis or the hemp convention, and I got, I believe, an oil or a non-oil.
Non-oil, yeah, as long as there's
an
no oil.
alcohol-based tincture from a local grower in the middle of Colorado mountains, which is actually, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, alcohol, I think if it was 1 or 2 drops and it's an alcohol-based cannabis, it should be fine, yeah. But
or
I
you
would
do water extract.
there's got to be an aqueous extract of CBD, and that would only help with, you know, boosting the antiviral. Well, it's not going to boost the antiviral. It's going to promote the healing.
So I would do that after.
I would mix them.
All right. Well,
you know, the French
we have different views.
Yeah, the French trust the couples who squabble publicly and sort their poop out, and that's my bro and sometimes frenemy right here, John and I. And so, you know, I'm going to say, hey, throw it all in there. Make it stoner proof. Do your silver, your GSE, and some non-oil-based cannabis or CBD only tincture. In my case, I want it to be high in THC. All in one, a triple shot of healing substances, of stuff that cannot burn or damage human cells. Why is it called colloidal? Colloidal means it has a negative electrical charge. It's a colloid. A woman's beauty mask is colloidal. It can only adsorb, pull toxins out of the skin. Same with your lung tissue cells. When you're putting silver in there, you're not putting a positively charged ionic silver in there. You are putting a colloidal form of silver that has a negative charge, the negative electrical charge. So that's going to bathe all of those lung cells with its antibiotic and antiviral healing powers, and it's going to do it in a manner that doesn't penetrate and damage the cell wall itself. It's only going to pull the toxins out. So colloidal. And by the way, you know, whatever this stuff costs, my wife buys it. She uses it on our pet rabbits' eyes, you know, for their, sometimes they get, with all our ag products, some of the ag dust, you know, gets in their eyes. And this stuff's wonderful. But you can get a colloidal silver generator. You probably have access.
I have one.
Yeah. So there
but I
you
still
go.
buy mine and make sure I get the clean stuff. But if you're using it topically on the skin, it's more effective to do that. I don't know if I take the stuff that I'm making.
I would
like internal, but you can, and people do. You know,
yeah, because there's going to be a run on this stuff, right? In a big scale. You know, why not be able to produce your own?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and you got to use distilled water,
right? And this stuff, I mean, a bottle of this. This is so cheap. I mean, it's like $10 a bottle, $15. This lasts me all year. Even using it religiously, a few drops here and there in those water jugs.
Just one drop.
Yeah, Camelback, the bladder. You know, the water bladder. If you have a hydration pack with a bladder, I mean, Camelback themselves even have a bactericidal treatment that they sell you, or they used to, and it was based on this stuff.
I see. All right. Well, hey, we got to run, Josh. I got to do some whole bunch of stuff today.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode. Once again, I'll put all the links below to the nebulizer, the silver, the GSE, the essential oils that I actually use, and then my atomizer thing that I use to breathe in. But I will definitely be buying one of these as soon as possible. I think I'll put my order in on eBay today so I can start doing this too. Because here's the thing, right? I want you guys to have tools in your toolbox, right? My juicer is a tool. My vacuum blender is a tool. This will be a tool when I need it to have some kind of natural methods to help my body heal itself and get rid of things that are foreign to my body. And this video may also be able to help you. And that's why I make it. That's why my YouTube channel, you know, I try to cover a wide range of health topics. And just soon, next month, in a few weeks, I'll be going to the Natural Products Expo West in Anaheim, California, to share what I find there and all the natural products that can help you and be a tool and resource for you. So that if you so choose to, you know, use them before you go to the medical system. That being said, if you guys have some kind of disease or situation, go to the hospital, go see a qualified medical practitioner.
You can have this one, John. This can be a Josh Me Down. If
no, man, I got to get my own clean stuff, man. Right. Like, you know, so
the Josh Me Downs,
Anyways, once again, links down below. Hey, and if you guys enjoyed this episode with Josh on my OK Rod channel, hey, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll have more videos of Josh. I know he talks a lot sometimes.
I talk too much. I do talk too much, yeah.
These videos get a bit long.
I don't talk too much. I talk a lot.
You talk a lot.
But I never talk poop. As you heard me, I'm just insecure. I want everyone to like me, so I try too hard. But I'll tell you what, health is your only wealth.
Yep.
If you value your health, get one of these. You know, it worked for me. Success leaves clues. Follow the clues. You know, I had a SARS-related illness. I had something nasty for 6 bloody weeks, and this worked. Just recently I loaned this. I mean, I will loan this with a disinfected mouthpiece to any neighbor who feels something coming down in their chest. If you have something viral going on with your chest, if you have a respiratory virus, colloidal silver in a nebulizer is it. Why have we been terrorized by the media about this corona scare and they don't give you any tools, right, to deal with it.
They just make you scared so you don't want to leave your house.
Yeah, they show these images of these guys walking around with masks spraying God knows what kind of chemicals.
Doesn't even help.
They ought to be spraying colloidal silver.
You should just be breathing, walking around with one of these, breathing this stuff in.
I want to get your machine, your bigger machine that you're using just to sort of nebulize, nebulize your room itself. And then you have this one for the true localized contact.
Exactly.
All the tools.
Covering your bases.
All the tools in the armory, in your health armor, which is our only wealth. Like, why are you spending money on anything else? Don't spend your money on your health. It's the only wealth you've got.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, so anyways, also be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I've coming out every 5 to 7 days, and on what I will be learning on my YouTube channel. Make sure to click that bell so you get notified. Also, be sure to share this video with somebody else, you know, other people that may be concerned about this, and give them an alternative, so it's something they might want to try, you know, as an alternative to heal themselves naturally. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge, over 600 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel, dedicated to teach you guys all about how to build your health and, more importantly, make a healthy immune system by eating the best foods on the planet, which are the fruits and vegetables. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time. Until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.